Every Halloween, parents are warned to check their kids' candy.
But did you know that warning began due to a tragedy in the Houston area 50 years ago today? Matt Doherty is live with this story at a home linked to it all. Matt?
Yeah, it was a rainy Halloween just like this one when an 8-year-old boy was poisoned after he went trick-or-treating. His killer turned out to be the man you would least expect. On October 31st, 1974, Ronald Clark O'Bryan took his son and daughter and a few of their friends trick-or-treating in this neighborhood in Pasadena. 50 years later, not a whole lot has changed, but what is different is what happens when kids get home.
We check my kids' candy. That's just a thing you do.
Charles Lee and his wife and 3 kids have lived at this Pasadena home for only a couple of years, until we told him he never knew his house was associated with one of Texas's most notorious crimes.
I do remember him saying about him picking up, or him getting the pixie stick from a house. I remember that because that's why they would check our candy, you know.
The home where the Lee family lives today is the same house where Ronald O'Bryan told police his kids and their friends were given giant pixie sticks on that Halloween 50 years ago. Later that night, O'Brien's 8-year-old son started convulsing and died. The medical examiner determined the boy had been poisoned with cyanide. Police were able to narrow down the source of the poison to those giant pixie sticks, and luckily, none of the other kids had eaten theirs. Pretty quickly, detectives determined O'Brien's story didn't make sense. The man who lived at that Pasadena home had an airtight alibi that night. Police learned O'Brien was deep in debt, and he'd recently opened life insurance policies for both of his young kids. O'Brien was arrested and nicknamed the Candyman by authorities and reporters. He was later convicted of murdering his 8-year-old son Timothy and sentenced to death.
Pretty cruel person.
The crime will be forever unimaginable for dads like Charles Lee, who will be carefully checking their kids' trick-or-treat bags tonight. The Candyman, who was executed 40 years ago, left a stain on Halloween that continues to this night. October 31st was never the same again. The Candyman continued to say he was innocent until the end. When he was put to death, demonstrators outside of the prison chanted, "Trick or treat." Back to you.
Making the historical connection to checking the kids' candy tonight. Matt Doherty this evening. Thank you.